There is an inherent inefficiency in the way that the job market works. If you think about a market is composed of sellers and buyers. Buyers have money, they have capital, they go into the market because they're interested in purchasing something that will fulfill some sort of need that they have. And then you have the seller, which is somebody that has a product that the intention is for them to sell it. They're not looking to buy anything in the market. How do you reconcile buyers and sellers? Well, the logical thing is for the seller, because the seller doesn't know who's a buyer. So the seller is usually the one that has to run marketing campaigns, has to run ads, he has to be involved in pushing his product. The buyer does not push his money. So what's the problem with the job market? The roles of buyer and seller are reversed. The companies, the employers, they're the buyers. They want to hire people, they want to hire workers because workers will fulfill a particular role, a particular need, and yet they behave in the job market as if they were the sellers. They put ads of like, hey, I'm hiring people. They have sales teams, which are the recruiters, that then put you through basically like a sales funnel. And then the seller, which is the employee is the one that doesn't have money but has something to sell. You have your skills, your time, your labor. While there is a little bit of like that seller role in the fact that you go out there and you send resumes, how we behave, it's a little bit more like we're biased. We just casually stroll through the job market, seeing who's buying. Why is it a problem that the roles are reversed? On the side of the employee, it's not such a big deal because like I said, we still act a little bit like sellers. The problem is on the side of the employer. And to illustrate what the problem is, what I can tell you is imagine you're in an open air market. They're selling nuts, they're selling jewels, they're selling horses, camels, anything. It's an open air market. And imagine that in this market comes a very rich individual and he yells in the middle of the market, I have money to buy. I want to buy things. What do you think would happen? You'll get swarmed. You'll get harassed basically by all the sellers. It'll be so bad that you won't even know what's happening, what they're offering you. You'll get overwhelmed. And so that's exactly what's happening right now with the job market. Employers are going into the job market where everybody's interested in getting a job because it means they're going to make money, which means they're going to put food on the table. But in the past, because there were geographical, physical limitations, the swarming of the sellers, of the people trying to get hired wouldn't be as bad as it is now. Now with the internet, they're coming into the biggest market in the worst neighborhood. Any job opening has 100 applications before we realized what was happening. One of the things actually that made me realize that this is what's happening is like, I remember distinctly one of the guys on my team told me, I've seen jobs with 50,000 applications. And now what finally has turned us into a madhouse is the AI application systems. They have completely clogged the entire pipeline of the job market. Now an employer goes into the market, he yells, I have money to buy, and there's literally robots that are looking into that signal to send thousands, hundreds of applications. And so your application is not getting seen. You can send 1,000 applications, but if it's not even seen because an employer opens a job listing, they get 100 applications. They're not gonna look at the 100 applications. They don't have an army of recruiters going through the applications. The recruiter is going to go through maybe the first 30. He's going to go with the first 5 qualified candidates. He's going to extend an interview offer to them, and that's it. So if your application is number 31, they didn't even see it. Recruiters are not spending equal time looking at every resume that they get. What's happening is that you may be sending a lot of applications out there, but if none of the applications are getting seen, it's as if you sent none. And so people are flabbergasted right now. Nobody explained this to them. Regular advice online is still operating with advice of 10 years ago. Right now, AI has completely changed the game for the worse. So now it has become a lottery. It's like you gotta be lucky enough when you send the application, it was in the range of the applications that they saw. Hey, Rolf here. If you found the content of this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and get the word out to more people about job stacking. Thanks. So how do we fix it? What do we do? The fix to this situation is not like, oh, I'll just send even more applications or I'll just pay for one of these AI services. What we can do is try to be a little bit more aggressive and try to contact recruiters directly. This is the new approach that we came up with here in Job Stacking. Basically, you send out your application and then you do some detective work because sometimes the information is not easily available. We have some tools to get the email and the LinkedIn profile of the person in charge, of the hiring manager or somebody that is in a position of authority to look at your resume and offer you an interview. This isn't about begging for an interview or anything, but it's about not just being a number on the pile. And this is kind of like the new cover letter in a sense. What are we accomplishing with this? It's not like he's gonna hire you on the spot because you reach out to them, but he's gonna have you on his mind. Your application may still be number 31, but you send your resume through an alternative means, and you're cutting in line basically, because you want your resume to be looked at. What you wanna do is not maximize the number of applications sent, but maximize the number of applications seen. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.